No matter where I stand, no matter who I am. Some people will only ever see the son of a preacher man.
Welcome to Son of a Preacher Man, episode 3. We have returning guests. I have my sister Tone with me again, baby sister Erica, and we have a special guest, my wife Joy. And we're kind of doing a little bit of a different turn here. We'll do a woman's perspective. I heard my sister a couple episodes ago talking about women this and women that, and this one right here, and how many women was in the Bible and how they were kind of like not heard. So we're gonna talk and deep dive more into that. So first things first, though, this is actually kind of a general one before we go to specifically women. I was thinking about when I was younger and how I was ashamed of being a preacher's child. What I mean by that is I thought it wasn't cool being a preacher's child. I seen all my friends getting to do what they get to do. And for example, and this is a funny story, I remember wearing my fatigues, thinking I was part of a gang, thinking I was part of a rap group. And I remember one day I went to a corner store and I was like singing For the Love of Money by Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'm all like standing on the corner, straight slanging rocks, until somebody came in the store that was slinging rocks. And then I was like, J-E-S-U-S, J-E-S-U-S. Like my whole song changed because it showed that I really wasn't what I was portraying to be. So that's like the first question. Why did we pretend to be something that we weren't? And why were we thinking everything they did was cooler than what we did?
You know what? I don't think it's so much that we pretended. Because if you be honest, it's phases that all kids go through. Whatever's in style then, whatever fashion is in. So I don't think it's so much that we were pretending to be somebody else. I think just with church kids, some church kids, not all, they overdo it because they're so sheltered. So it's like when they do get out from under their parents or they're not around, the church family or whatever, they'll tend to do too much, and sometimes they can get them into trouble, and other times, they might have a conscience like you and start singing about Jesus. I've had that experience my own self. I think I've never been a club person, but I think I went to a club one time, first time ever, and the whole time I'm looking at people and I'm not comfortable. And I know it was God that spoke to me, and I was like, you know what? I got to get out of here because it wasn't my type of atmosphere. It wasn't, what I was used to. I wasn't very comfortable, but I did try it. I tried it. It didn't work, but I tried it.
I think maybe why I did it. Well, it was just to get away from everything that was expected. Just because I'm his daughter doesn't mean I have to do everything he does or my mom does. And it was like, leave me alone. Yeah. So I did it. That was some of the reasons why I did it. Of course, like you said, growing up, it's stages. Just wanted to try some stuff. Quickly found out what was and wasn't me. But like you said, whether it's in a club, wherever, we stick out.
Yeah.
Because you really, this ain't your thing. And I do remember a story, a time with my friends. I had been hanging with them for years, so I'm with the in crowd, with that crowd, and they think we all do the same things, but we don't. And they wanted to get into something, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And they was like, hey, why you being a square? Like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, From then on, anytime somebody wanted to do something sneaky, devious, they'd be like, don't tell Erica. She ain't gonna do it. Or they'll just spring it up on me like I might be somewhere and something just happened. Like, what is going? Because if they tell me, they know I ain't going. So eventually, I still still hung with my friends. They just knew where I stood. I'm only going, so I ain't going for that. So we were still cool, but I was able to be myself then and still have my friends. Yeah. Trying to fit in.
No.
Well, I think for me, it's kind of like the whole thing, how they say the fruit is better forbidden. And it was because they said we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why? You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen if I do? You know, you just wanted to see for yourself what it was really about. But I think still it was like you had this invisible line, as Erica was saying, that it's like, I'll do this and I'll do this, but I'm not doing that. You know, like that's too far.
No.
It was like that fear
Right.
that was planted deep down inside you. It's like, I'll say, for instance, I had in my mind when I turned 21, I was going to go get me a tattoo. I'm getting a tattoo. I had the design picked out, what I was going to get, blah, blah. Got right up to where I was getting ready to get it, and it's like, well, what if I get AIDS? It's like, it was always something that kept you from like just going over. Like you walked right up to the ledge, but it's like, I can't jump because we were all, it's the whole thing about train up a child in the way he should go. And so that was still your core, your foundation. And although you wanted to indulge in all these different things, you just still had that invisible line that you couldn't cross.
And this, when I was thinking about that myself, because, I wasn't going to shoot up nobody. I don't even know how. Think about the Benjamins when Michael Epps was talking about he was going to fight, and his girl was like, baby, you can't fight. That's the same thing with me. It's like there was no way I was going to walk up and do, because I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't last in the streets at all. But then I was telling Joy the other day, I think God was like, in other words, embrace your place. And so, in other words, like wherever he put you at, like embrace it, because you never know. A lot of guys that I want to be like that was doing that. They're not here anymore.
That's true.
And so where I'm actually able, it's testimony. I'm here, but there's no goodness in my own because of God. But sometimes I think because we had it too good, we take it for granted, and then we don't really appreciate it until after we see like the damage that is done for the decision that we have made. So, well, then going into that. I know a lot of times preachers' daughters have the reputation of wilding out. I mean, they say, girls going wild. They don't know what to do. Why is that a thing?
To be honest, I don't think preachers' daughters are no different than anybody else's daughters. It's just what's in you is going to come out. So it doesn't matter if your dad is a preacher. I mean, like I said before, we get the spotlight because our Father loves God. So, I mean, the light is always on us, and it's sad because sometimes if you just sit back and think about some of the people that you grew up with, and you look and you say, you know what, they really weren't that bad. Not all of them, right? But because of, their father is a preacher, grandfather is a preacher, they always get that negative stigmatism first. Like before a person even gets the chance to know you, they just already have you pegged. Oh, you're a preacher's daughter. So you're going to end up pregnant before you graduate from high school. You sleep around with everybody. You do drugs. You do just all of that goes along with that, and it's bad because everyone is not like that. I mean, like I said, whatever is in an individual, that's what's going to come out of that individual. Has nothing to do with the fact that their father is a preacher. And girls get it worse because boys can sleep with whoever and put a suit on and come back the next day and they still look clean. But then us, who could have a long-time boyfriend, okay, and be with one guy and end up pregnant out of wedlock, then it's, oh my God, he can't teach me nothing. The pastor cannot teach. How can he teach if his daughter is pregnant? Oh, if his own house is not in order. Like he was there. Like with me, I got pregnant and wasn't married, but I wasn't living at home. I was 20 years old. I was an adult. I was grown. What does that have to do with him in the ministry? But that's how people look at women. We just always have that scarlet letter. I mean, you know, that's just how it is.
You know, the thing is, though, with the whole pregnancy thing, it's like for instance, how when it was found out that Tiger Woods had been cheating on his wife, and like it was all over the news, blah, blah, blah. But do you know some of the same people that was judging Tiger had cheated on their wives?
Yeah, they cheated on their wives.
It's just that whole thing that you know my secrets, but I don't know.
I don't know yours.
And so it's when it's a pregnancy that's there. It's obvious,
Right.
that I've been doing something. So it's easy for me. And then the other thing is sometimes people do that to deflect the attention off of themselves. So you're not paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm shining the light on you and all your flaws and everything that's wrong with you. Because then they won't see what I got going on. Because even some of the same people that was making a big deal about the preacher's daughter or the pastor's daughter being pregnant, they was doing stuff too. Sometimes it's that because we're so innocent, we didn't know how to cover ourselves.
No, we didn't. I had no idea.
But they knew how. And that's the only reason why I don't know you was doing it too, because
Right.
you knew how to cover yourself. We
no
weren't
clue.
smart enough to be like, oh, you throw the rock, hurry up, hide your hand. No, we left our hand out there. Yes. Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I wasn't supposed to do that.
Oh, right.
Seriously, that's real.
Right.
I feel I'm grown and still have people to this day be like, y'all know that's PK, right? Really? Like,
We
so
still doing that.
We still doing that, but they always expect us to, like you said, wild out and all this. And even with me hanging out, going out, partying, hanging with friends, whatever it is, I stayed myself. I didn't have to jump on top of tables while I'll get attention any kind of way. I was just having a good time, I thought, with my friends. So
Right.
most of my friends didn't, they didn't care. You know what I'm saying? They weren't about all this, so it wasn't no big deal to them.
Nope.
But people who know or come up in the church, they were the ones that's looking at you when you out somewhere like, is that what's the name, daughter? Yes, hi.
Right.
How are you? We are in the same place.
In the same place.
You having a good time too? Okay. So that it was irritating, but as I got older, I didn't really care. And as far as like with having a child before you get married, like you said, it wasn't like I was all all over town doing things. But you, with a particular person, grown on my own, nobody looks at that. You know what I'm saying? I was an adult. I was on my own, living in my own place, doing my own thing, making my own decisions. Maybe made one bad decision. Okay, but the outcome was great. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't ashamed of it. I just knew what I did, dealt with the situation, held my head high and kept on walking. Because, like I said, by that time, they probably put you down and a bunch of other ones, not just us. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Other women in the church dogged them out when they really needed help. They needed somebody to comfort them, especially show them how to be a mother if they're young. Instead, they put them down. It's like, okay, like our parents was like, you made a mistake. It's all good. We love you.
It's all good.
It's all good. Right there, supportive, 100%. Nobody made you feel like, or that child was a problem, or this was a bad thing. You know, it's like, it's life, okay? And it was life. So it's like, chill. No, I'm not encouraging it, but chill. It happens. And so you move on, and that's what the women needed was support instead of being put down. And I guess after so many years of seeing women being put down for simple mistakes like that, okay? Mama and you as well talk about it all the time to the ladies. You don't have to stay there.
No, you don't have to stay there.
The mistake is done.
Right.
Okay, so God forgives you. Get up, keep going. You can be whoever you want to be from then. That doesn't put you. This is the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go be this and nothing because you made that. No. And so when it came to me, I didn't care. I did not care. I didn't care. I kept it to myself just because I don't want people making a big deal.
Right.
All in my face. Don't touch my belly, you know. But
That's true.
but I didn't care. But I seen everybody else. I didn't have that at home, and so I think a lot of time it does take a lot more for some women. They might not have it at home. They may, but they might need that extra comfort, especially if they think people looking at them.
Yeah.
And I think what I had at home was enough, and that's why I was just like, okay. I mean, I boo-hooed and cried for a moment. My father even said, "Girl, stop crying. It's okay."
Okay.
So I was like, all right. But anybody else, I wasn't even worried about it. So I kept on moving. It was, people wouldn't know that, but it was the only person I had ever been with and planned on being with for the rest of my life. So it's like, judge all you want to.
Right.
You don't know what the story. So
That's true.
It was all good, and I would hope people would stop and start helping.
Start helping.
Helping those that need it when stuff like that happens. Help them, comfort them, give them words of encouragement. Anything's better than putting them down. So.
Well, I think that unfortunately we have like a skin tone religion. What I mean by that is, we don't preach on the skin tone. That's things that you can't see, right? But we preach on like the loudness, like what you can, the obvious religion.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about like the iniquities and the inner things as well. So, and because you're not doing this thing out loud, you preach on that thing, but you don't preach on the things that you doing that's inner because you can't see. I mean, I know one thing. I'm not like, I know I bought stockings for my wife before. I know when she gets skin tone, it's because I can't tell she even have them on. Right. So it's hard to do that, but it's the ones that's that the fishnet, the stuff that you see out there, we preach on that. But we don't preach on anything. So that actually is a tie-in to my next question. Let's talk about dress code.
Oh.
When it comes to dress code, when it comes to the church, dress code, being a Christian, dress code, man-made rules, dress code, God rules. Like that because that's a big thing, right? That's a thing that we grew up with, and will separate you from being a Christian and not. So what are your thoughts on that subject?
You mean in general, or just ladies?
If
general,
you could do ladies, it's you.
Well, I believe, that you should have modest apparel about yourself. I do believe that, man or woman, when you come into the house of God. Because I often tell people, when you have a job and they require you to wear a uniform, you wear that uniform because that is a requirement for that job. And so it should be the same way when it comes to God and His house and all those things that reference Him. We ought to come into the house in modest apparel. Now, do I feel like some of the stuff that people have battered us for is relevant? No. Because I get all the time, you cut your hair. Yes, I did cut my hair. Yes, it was very long. But the scripture said a woman's hair is her glory. And to me, my interpretation of that is comb your hair, not you can't cut it. Because let's be real, when a man sees a woman and her hair is done, oh man, he's like, ooh, it does, and it does. It makes me feel good when I go to the beauty shop, whether I'm getting twisted or I'm getting curled or, as Mama say, fried, dyed, and laid to the side. It makes me feel good about myself. But to be like, oh, you cut your hair, it's just hair. It will grow back. It's just because I cut my hair doesn't mean I cut off my covering from God. So when it comes to dressing, I think, people should be able to be comfortable, but be respectful to God. Like I would never come in here, of course, with what people say is what you wear to the bar or to the club. I don't have bar clothes. I never had club clothes. I don't know what that is. I just, I like my jeans. And most times when I went to a bar, I wore a dress all the time. And everybody else be dressed down, and I got on a dress. So I'm just saying, I don't know what club attire is, but I do know what they're saying. Don't come to church advertising. Women don't come to church advertising.
Men too.
Men as well, because some of these men, their pants are so tight. Make my new growth hurt. Like I don't understand that.
What's the seams?
Yeah, I don't understand that tight pants thing. It's a little bothering, but I'm not gonna judge. But I do. I feel like some stuff is just. I think people will just jump on anything so they can pick at you. So and to be honest, a lot of stuff that people come at you about, that's man-made dress code of church, is something they want to do. So they pick at you about it because, you know, you're living free and they're not.
Mm-hmm.
But you can be free too. I mean, you know, it's just like, you know, when we were coming up, we had people say certain things, and then now I see them now, and it's like, wow, you beat us over the head about those little bitty things.
Facts.
Shoes and nails and all of that, and now you're doing it. And it's funny because you waited so late to do it to where it's not even relevant anymore. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really think people should be battered about, like, what you have on. Oh man, honestly, I want to come to church some Sundays, every Sunday, in something like this because I'm comfortable in that. But I know that, you know, I don't want to be disrespectful to others, and I don't want to offend anybody as well. I don't want to offend my brother or sister who dress a certain way. Mm-hmm. So it's not that important to me. I can save the outfit to after services or later on, you know, we're doing something outside. Right. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I think,
you know, dress codes and things like that.
Y'all know my motto, I don't care. No. I hate to keep saying it, but
you don't.
Y'all know me. I will be barefoot. I am right now. In comfortable clothes. I want to be comfortable, but that's me. But I keep it to a level, though. I definitely want to respect myself and the church as well, so I'm not going to come in anything. But, yeah, those made-up stuff. I remember when we was younger, anything we came in, something different, there was a rule against it. And it was like, wait a minute. And they'll even tell you it was in the rules. That one that was made back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Before I was born.
Did they have twisties back then?
Right.
I don't think so.
I don't think they did either.
Well, maybe they did, but I'm sure it wasn't in the list. But people would make up stuff. I remember when it was like an issue with the jerseys. Somebody would say something about you wearing your jersey. And it was like,
man.
Who made this rule up? But all the time, it's just like, are y'all serious? But I don't, like you said, it's a class about yourself.
It definitely
just tasteful,
is. It's just
and respectful. I think that's about it. I don't think it's necessary to bash you for
right
how you want to express yourself. I just have a little respect.
That's all. That's it. That's it.
It's a touchy subject because I guess I kind of see both ends of it. Because I guess when you were raised a certain way, that kind of is always a part of you, even things that you come to the point that you don't necessarily see anything wrong with, you just still feel kind of uncomfortable with it because it's like that seed has been planted on the inside of you. But like I said, I guess I kind of see both sides of it. There are a lot of things that I myself do not do, but it's not that I think if you do it, you're going to hell. If I'm honest, I don't do it.
Right.
But if you choose to do it, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you choose. However, it's if you know that if you stick your hand in fire, you're going to get burned.
Mm-hmm.
Why get mad at the fire for burning you? That comes with the territory.
It does come with it.
That's gonna. Now we have freedom to choose how we want to dress, what we want to wear, but them people have freedom to comment too.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to expect that. That's what comes with that.
Right.
I mean, it's just like you know that certain styles, certain clothes, certain things have a certain stigma attached to them. And when you dress this way or do this certain thing, people gonna think certain things about you. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, that's just how the world works. You know, it's like if you come in and your dress look like it was painted on, if all this is out, and somebody's going to have something to say. Yes, it is your freedom to come here like that.
Be ready.
But be ready for what they're going to say. Somebody going to say something.
It
Ain't no point in you getting upset about it. Somebody going to have something to say. That's
true.
Everybody is entitled to their opinion, just like you entitled to wear what you want. Now, do I think that approach matters? Yes. do I think that there is a certain way that you should deal with people, especially an adult. You shouldn't come at an adult like they're two. I mean, because you want to be treated with respect, you should treat people with respect. There is a certain way to talk to people about certain issues, and then if all else fails, prayer don't hurt nobody. So if you feel like a person is out of place in what they doing, pray for them. Ask God to reveal to them that what they doing, you feel like it's inappropriate. God, I feel like this inappropriate. Why don't you whisper to them that that's inappropriate? And then I feel even still, I really, and it's just, as Charles Barkley often say, in my opinion, this is my opinion. I really do believe that if you have God down on the inside, there is just certain things you just won't be able to do without anybody telling you that this is what you should not do. This is just going to be your choice, because it's like you may get ready. You know how you get ready to do something sometimes and it be like, I don't think I should do that. You know what I mean? It's like, even sometimes you can, even myself will put something on and it'd be like, I don't feel comfortable in this, so I'm going to take it off. But whatever you do, everybody's just like we were talking about earlier about the comment section. Somebody is going to have something to say about everything you do. Some people are going to like it, some people are going to hate it. But at the end of the day, love me, like me, leave me, hate me, it's going to be because I'm me. What I decided I wanted to do. This is what I like. I mean, you can say, cause certain people, they even, like she said, make an issue about everything. It could be the size of your earring. Well, if that's what you falling out about over, that's you. I don't have an issue with that. Why do I have to? We was talking about one time in Sunday school about how the people dropped their nets. You have to be concerned about your net. What you got, what you uncomfortable with, what you're convicted by, all of that it matters. It's like save yourself. Work, concern yourself. If we spent as much time on ourselves as we do on other people, we'd be a better people. We'd be further ahead. The scriptures say, in other words, about if you get the beam out of your eye, then you can see clearly to help your brother with it, with his little speck, whatever is going on. But if we think of it is, if we took the time to really get ourselves together, we wouldn't have time to correct anybody else. Because when you get through fixing one thing, you find something else that you need to work on. I need to change this too. I mean, oh my God, this me too. Oh goodness. I mean, you'll keep finding things, because the problem is, I know I'm talking a long time. The problem is that we spend a lot of times comparing ourselves to each other instead of comparing ourselves to God. And the trouble with comparing yourself to somebody else, it's going to ruin you either way, because either you're going to compare yourself to somebody and think you far behind them, so then that breeds jealousy, or it breeds defeat, because it's like, I might as well quit. They way up there, I'm way back here. But then on the other hand, if you compare yourself to somebody and you feel like you ahead of them, then that also breeds conceit. I'm better than y'all. Y'all need to fix this. I got this. Or it's gonna breed laziness, because you're gonna feel like you're ahead of the game. I might as well. I can slow down. I can take my time. I don't need no more help. So if we would spend the time comparing our own selves to God, instead of picking other people apart and comparing them to God, or comparing us to each other, then we can become a better people. And then sometimes just people looking at you and seeing that it's something different about you, it may make them want to change, because they see that you ain't doing what they doing. Maybe they grew up being loose, but then when they hanging around you, and it's like, she don't act like that. She don't do that. Wonder why. And then it may open up, they may come to you and ask you, why, and it may enlighten them. Sometimes the reason why the scriptures say about my people perish for a lack of knowledge, sometimes they just don't know.
Right.
That's true.
Some people just don't know that it's inappropriate for me to dress this way. What you mean I can't do this?
Right. What's wrong with it?
Right. What I mean, who said that?
Pop out, but
Right. They just don't know. So I mean, it's like if we would see, I ask God often to help me see people the way He see them. Help me see them through your eyes, because sometimes our flesh will cloud our vision,
Right.
and we're not seeing straight. What the guy said about he seen the man as trees,
Yes.
we not seeing straight because our flesh is clouded our vision. And sometimes what we seeing or can't see is because of our own hang-ups. Because sometimes your flesh won't even allow you to see the good in a person. And it really is some good in them, but you can't see it because of your own personal
Right.
hang-ups. But if we see people through God's eyes, even sometimes maybe they do have an issue. Maybe she do dress inappropriate. Maybe she is too loose. Maybe she is all up in men's face. Maybe she is wilding out. But maybe she need help.
Right.
Maybe she needs sometimes people just need attention.
Yes.
And sometimes even if you just like, okay, I see you.
I see you.
I see
All right,
you.
we know you here. All right. I mean, sometimes they just need to know that somebody care, and they going about it the wrong way. But we don't help the case if we start beating them up. I mean, who's benefiting from that? If we start beating them up, and then too, when we start beating them up and acting ugly, that say more about
They
us
say more about us.
than they do about them.
That is so true.
I say that to at work, like you said. I tell my coworkers all the time, if you focus on doing your job the best you can,
Right.
you really have time to pick out everybody else's
Right.
flaws. And then the same with the dress code. Like the young people, when we work with them, and they be like, "Can we wear this? Can we wear that?" I'll be like, "Well, let's see. Would your first lady wear that?" And they laugh, and I'm like, "So she dressed down, but what would she wear?" You know what I'm saying? And they laugh. It's like you said, the approach. They don't.
It's the approach.
Yeah, and they cool with it.
Yeah, for me, it's just like, I don't want you to give it away with a double coupon,
Right.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I don't want
Leave
you to give that out there.
mystery.
Leave the
Leave
mystery there.
mystery.
But yet and still just know it's not just solely on what you wear.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's going to be some guys with clergy collars in heaven and women with long skirts in heaven. But it's going to be some guys with clergy collars in hell
Yeah.
and women with long
Oh,
skirts
yeah.
in hell.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
so
like
true.
it's about cleaning the inside, because when you clean the inside, he gonna work. He gonna work.
Out.
He gonna do the work.
Like
And
you
so
said.
it go back to the same thing. And it's the message is for everybody, not just for preachers' children. Period. I mean, find God, and we said before, embrace your place, because you can find yourself.
Right.
You know, like if you find God, embrace your place, because the sooner you find out who you are,
Yes. Yeah.
the less you have to pretend
Right.
So
on who
true.
you're trying to be. Because if you keep trying to pretend, you'll never be happy. Pretend to be something that you never was called to be in the first
Right.
place. So we thank you once again for tuning in. It was great to have my sisters and my wife to get their perspective. Like I said, I don't want to leave out the women. I don't want my sister, going in on me every time. If I'm going on fire
Go
that.
in every time.
Every time. But it's just great to hear what the women are thinking. It's great to hear because it's a lot of young girls that are having these issues, and they're afraid to talk to somebody. And they're afraid because we make them ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of making them ashamed, we should be trying to, reach down and pick them up. We shouldn't just use them as a footstool to lift us up. Only time we tell somebody because they lifting our names. We should be trying to lift them up. So once again, our number one goal is for God, for us to follow God, and for Him to show us the way on how to treat others and help the youth and help make a change. So we thank all of you once again, and we'll be back soon. If you like this video, hit the like button or share it to a family or friend.